ancient times, before they knew what yeast was or what alcohol was or any of that, they believed that this ancient brewing man would like enter their vessel and enchant it. Anyone who drank the liquid afterwards would instantly become a poet and a scholar and become incredibly fertile and just like all this like phantasmagorial stuff. They used to keep beekeepers and mead makers on the queen's court just to make mead specifically for the queen. It just fascinates me so much. I almost feel like I was born in the wrong time. Honestly, I feel like it chose me. We were starting to notice that, I don't know if it was pesticide kills or what, but we were coming to our hives and there would just be not a single bee in them.
Be 100,000 bees in this hive, but still, when you think about all of those combined, we're losing more than that, and we're trying to keep them alive. That should be a huge indication that something's not right, you know?
I saw online the other day they're selling these like self-pollinator kits.
Yeah.
You can like pollinate flowers yourself. I was like, Jesus, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Imagine if all of the food you eat, if you went out and tried to hand pollinate all those little flowers. It's really difficult to do. It's insanely labor intensive. It's not very effective. And it directly affects every single person. 1 in 3 bites of food is directly associated with pollination due to honeybee activity. If that doesn't make you think that it directly affects every single person, you don't understand the numbers, you know.
It's not one thing that's causing the bees problems, it's several different things. First and foremost is a pest that gets in, it's basically in every single beehive in the entire world. It's a varroa mite, and it's a parasite that attaches itself to the bee. Not only do they weaken the bees by feeding on their hemolymph, which is what the bee's blood is called, they spread diseases around throughout the hive as well. Those viruses and those diseases are what kills the bees the most. There's that. Pesticides are a huge one. If you don't follow the instructions of your pesticides very strictly, you can cause a lot of problems that way. The transportation of bees from one side of the country to the other, that's not really that great for the bees. It's a lot of different things that are just kind of, you know, coming at the bees from every single angle. Lots of beekeepers have reported 50 to 60% losses per year of their colonies. And if you relate that to like the cattle industry, if cattle farmers were losing 50% of their cattle every year, that would be a crisis.
The beginning of this year, we started with 10 hives and we went down to 1. We lost 9 hives at the beginning of this year. We both 100% cried multiple times. You know, it's a serious deal for us. But instead of it being something of, oh, this is too hard, you know, we should step away from this, it only fueled our fire. Where we're like, okay, this is happening in real time, all over the world, right here on our doorstep, you know? In our world, we can't save everything, we can't raise awareness to everything, but we know bees, and we know it's a problem, and we know we're passionate about it. And if that's not enough, you have to come up with a way to reinvent your problem. Ross and I are bartenders that used to be musicians that became business owners.
So we had bees for probably 3 or 4 years before Honeytree was even an idea.
We started with 2 small hives in the backyard of the house Ross and I were sharing.
We had been homebrewing beer for a really long time, so that was kind of like my first intro into it. I started out brewing beer, and then I kind of transitioned into making mead.
And we were like, well, wait a minute now, we have all this extra honey. We're getting pretty good at making beer now.
Once we figured out that we can stretch the honey much farther, that was kind of the lights on moment. It was like, wait a minute, like, there's something going on here. We're doing something magical. Mead is very, very simple. Water and honey mixed together, and then that mixture of water and honey is fermented. There's literally 3 ingredients: water, honey, and yeast.
And not a single bar or person is talking about mead-based anything. And here we are, making all this honey in our backyards. We're like, okay, all right, this might be a thing.
Such an amazing creature, but man, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that.
Oh my God, look at it all, dude.
When I got those first bees, or like even the first time I cracked into the beehives, and just like the smells and the sounds that they make, and it's a super organism.
I will admit that in the beginning, with the history side of it, I was not on board. I was like, I understand this is the oldest form of alcohol and whatever, but as time went on and you start seeing just how deep-rooted this is, and you imagine these cultures of where they didn't know what yeast was. They thought they were praying this liquid into this magical substance. So many things booked and planned, these massive events and fundraisers and parties and stuff, because we were just coming into our first year.
This is a large confirmed tornado on the ground around downtown Nashville.
They've actually just stopped right here, and
By the grace of whatever, the tornado missed us. It hit the building across the street and took a hard turn and went down the street away from us. It was really surreal. You know, it was like as it was happening, it was like, what? Like, where did our town go? Our town got blown away.
All of our meat is kept in air conditioning, so it's all ambient temperature. So when the tornado hit, we lost power for 8 days. So we knew we were gonna lose a lot of product. And at that point, it didn't matter to us at all whatsoever. We didn't have any power, but we had running water. So for the first week at least of the tornado, we opened the door and had this as a community center. We knew within that first week that everything was gonna change. After the power came back on, we got some mead that was still okay, so we were ready to serve again. We opened the doors and immediately had the COVID shutdown. Going into COVID, we knew that this was something that we can use to our advantage. Everybody's scared, everybody's hunkering down, everybody's not moving around as much. We're like, this is perfect for us. We just lost all our product and we have to completely redo our facility except for the production area.
Drew and I are two of the scrappiest people that I know, and no tornado or a pandemic's gonna take us out from saving bees and bringing people together with mead and just trying to shine some light in the world, man.
We're still here, and we're still fighting the good fight. Our work is not done. We're very well aware that our work will never be done our entire lives. It's not like 20 years from now we'll just kick back and be like, ooh, man, saving bees was tough. What next? You know, we know it'll always be a thing. But hopefully, you know, we can raise enough awareness and get enough of a movement going that we feel like there's a lot more going on.
We want to be leaders in our community for positivity, and we want to be like a refuge for our community for sure. Just provide a safe place for people to A, come and have a good time, or B, come here and try to raise awareness for a good cause. It's so special, man, and we're so grateful. This is literally a dream that I've had since I was a boy to be a beekeeper, and then I was able to integrate it into all of my brewing, and like now I get to share it with everyone. Mission number 1, save the bees, always bees first. Mission number 2, get everybody drunk and have a good time, man, and like have recreate an experience that someone might have been able to have 10,000 years ago.
The goal has always been save the bees. If people aren't paying attention, you have to reevaluate, how am I presenting this to this person? Because obviously from our side, we know that if honeybees go extinct, we're gonna have some serious problems feeding the entire population of planet Earth. For years as being a bartender, you know, I know that alcohol brings people in, brings people together, makes people wanna talk, makes people feel comfortable. We knew, okay, nobody cares about this, let's make some badass mead that everybody's gonna love, and they come and hang out with us, and we wind up just talking to them about bees the whole time. We're gonna save the world with alcohol.